Hi class, yes, this is Rich here. The purpose of this video is primarily to show you how to consume SOAP services from a set of utility services that I built. And basically, you're supposed to use the WSDL, which is basically the web service definition language that I put up last week. And what I'm going to show you now is how to connect a SOAP service and how to list, how to use one of the functions inside that SOAP service. Now, if you look here, there's a basic PHP file, and this PHP file is basically located in the root directory of your web server. And here, I call mine test class.php. You can probably call yours the same. Actually, I'm going to upload the same file so that you can put on your web server. I start off by setting the username, password. These are all PHP variables that I set. Notice that there's a variable called token. This is a very important variable because in order for you to use any service that I write, you have to have a token. However, this token is given to you at the point of logging in, but because you don't have any login credentials, I had to create a token for you to use. This variable here called host and port basically is a variable that stores the URL that we're going to point to, and here we are going to connect to the SOAP client, and we're going to connect to the SOAP server using a PHP built-in function called SOAP client. And this basically allows us to connect to the server. And we are connecting to WSDL iconfig. This is basically, let me go, this is basically, we're basically connecting to this service here, to this service inventory called ifconfig. So this is what we are connecting to. And we want to invoke this function called get countries, right? This is a function called get countries. If we want to look to see what is in get countries, we can open it like this, and we can see that get countries, basically the request, you have to pass in a token here, and the token is of type string, and then this function here returns the response to this function called get countries. It responds by returning a list of countries. Basically, this is a country list. Now, to find out how country list works, we can look at the types, and we can see that a country list, open types. A country list, we can look for the type. You can do it in your spare time, and we will see, when you get it, we will see that the country list basically allows us, is basically an array list, is a list of strings. Okay, now so understanding what the function accepts and what the function returns is extremely important. So basically what this does is connect to the iConfiguration web service inventory, and it basically returns an object that allows you to connect to that web service. Now, this function, PHP has a function called a set, which basically is a function that tests to see if the variable has a null value. So, and if it has a null value, it wouldn't do anything. But in this case, if it is not null, then it will go and it will use the config service inventory, and it will get the function called get countries from that service bin. And notice that it takes in a token as the parameter, and the data type that it returns here will be of the same type that it says inside the web service description, which says that the type that it returns is of type is of type T country list. Now T country list here, because PHP don't have types, it's not a type-based language. PHP will automatically know that this type is of type T country list, and we know that T country list from looking at the web description language is basically an array of strings. So what happens here is that we're going to store the result of countries inside this thing called array. Now, if we look carefully at the data type of T country list, which is this thing here, notice that it is made up of countries, and it's also made up of something called size. Now, size is of type int. And basically what size tells you how big the array is. And countries is basically an array and is of type string. So what happens here is that we now can set up a for loop that loops through every single country and prints the description for that country, right? And then we can end our for loop, end our if statement, and then end our program. Now if we run this program, we can go on the web server like this. I can go on my local host. Let me just bring up a new page here. I can go on my local host and I can just basically type in localhost / test.php. Notice that this is located in the root directory of the web server. And for the time I press enter, it will go off and it will get all the countries. Of course, we can make it look nicer. It basically lists the countries anyhow. We're not basically interested in formatting output here. We're just interested in getting output. All of this output will be formatted later. But if we wanted to format it, we can probably just say dot. We can probably just put in something here /br. See what happens. Right, and then this will list it. What the /br does is to just tell it to print on a new line. So basically, we can see that that's how it works. So now you can get data from any service this way. So this is the end of the first video. There will be a number of videos after to show you different things. Thank you so much.